Morning, it's me again. Hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas and not getting caught up in too much crazy weather. Um, we survived the worst of what was expected for this time frame. I don't really know. Spokane apparently gets some pretty bad weather in the winter, so we may have other bouts of bad weather, but we survived the worst part. I got to the store today to get some things because it was actually starting to warm up enough to where I could get out. Yesterday I got up, thought I was feeling fine, got moving around, and quickly realized I'm not fine. So it was a fibro thing. The temperature shift, the barometric or whatever it is that sets my fibro off was um, really giving me problems. I was afraid that I would fall because I didn't feel like I had much of an equilibrium, and yeah, that just sucks. But doing better now. Um, got out to the store, got a few things that we needed. Um, Tomorrow we're doing Christmas dinner with my son-in-law's family, I think. I have no idea what's actually happening because everybody keeps changing the plans last second. But I got a couple of things for tomorrow just to make sure we had enough, and we were out of juice and stuff. I'm just itchy because it hasn't been that long since I've gotten back in the house. I've noticed that when my skin gets cold, as I warm up, it just feels like things are crawling. It gets itchy. I think that's a fibro thing too. Um, but yeah, um, but yeah, I got to the store. I got a couple more things. I think we still need like I think I mentioned a pie and then whatever Shania wants to get because I still have the chicken strips for me and Eli. I got mozzie sticks and green beans, and then I think we have frozen peas and carrots. Yeah, with frozen peas and carrots, and somebody bought canned corn. So we have potatoes and peas and carrots and green beans and canned corn as like the vegetables, and then mozzarella sticks and chicken strips, and then John has steak, which me and Eli can't eat, and Shania wants to get a ham steak, and me and Eli can't eat it. Um, so yeah, I want to just try to make sure that everybody has something, even if it's a little bit. We all have something that we can eat. Um, that's what I'm trying to just make sure, because me and Eli have stomach problems. John's sister's a vegetarian, and everybody else is like pretty much normal, eat whatever diet. So it just makes it a little bit tricky when you got people with food related issues when you gotta plan a meal for a holiday. But I think Christmas Day will be fine because we can either do leftovers or we can just we'll find some. There'll be food. Christmas actual day, I like to keep pretty calm. I think we're gonna open most of our presents on Christmas Day. We might open one or two while John's family's here, just so they don't feel weird about opening presents. So, but I don't know if they're gonna bring anything like presents or food or anything like that. It'd be good if they did. Um, uh, but I'm not gonna make them. They've had a lot going on with them this year. It's just kind of been really rough last few months, so we're not gonna make them get anything. It's not required. Um, but yeah, we made it through that rough patch and getting ready for Christmas, and I got out to get some few things that we needed. And we should be good for a few more days, and it's gonna warm up. I just needed to make it to Christmas because it's supposed to warm up either on Christmas or after Christmas, and then it's probably gonna go back down into freezing again. So I'll have some time after Christmas to get to the store. I just want to make sure we could make it to Christmas, so that's good. But yeah, it's looking like things are gonna be really good. We got so many presents. My package my sister sent got here, and there's just so many presents. Um, so yeah, the only thing I think we need for Christmas dinner is like pies, a pie, um, and whatever Shania wants, and maybe some other things, rolls or vegetables or something. I don't know. But it'll be good. We're gonna have plenty of food. It's gonna be fine. Even if we don't have rolls or whatever, it's still gonna be fine. Um, I don't know if we need any drinks though. I don't know when my daughter's planning on buying the Christmas dinner, so or buy the stuff that she wants, so I don't know. I haven't really talked to her yet because we left at the same time, so I haven't told her anything yet. um, but yeah, I think we got at least the main meal planned. She did get some fancy cookies for nibbles, and like I said, I think maybe if we get a pie or something, and she's got a really nice bakery there at her store that she works at, so probably find something really yummy. It's just a pain in the butt because some people don't like cake, some people don't like ice cream, some people don't like pie. It gets frustrating to try to plan a meal. But yeah, totally not opposed to guests bringing food because that just means that that's less food we gotta worry about. Not gonna make them though, because like I said, they've had just a really rough time of it. Just it's been rough for them the last few months, so we don't want them to feel like they have to be like giving us all kinds of stuff all the time. Um, but yeah, I mean, if they want to, they can. I keep saying that. I don't know why I keep saying that. But today is just trying to do all the stuff and get through everything and just not make people mad, though it seems like it's impossible to do that at times because they had at least one person in the household that whether they get mad about something or not totally depends on what mood they're in, and it's really difficult to tell what mood they're in. And it always feels like he's dismissive and he's rude a lot, but I don't think he's even aware that he's doing it. So that can be really difficult. I know we're getting down to the wire and it's stressful, but for the whole point of it, um, I'm just we just look like Christmas itself. It's gonna be great. We got presents, we got people, um, it's just all the stuff that Christmas is about. It's just getting together, being calm and having a meal and doing the presents and just being family, whether we're blood or not, it's family. Your family is who treats you like family should. And those they accept you and they encourage you and they want what's best for you. And sometimes that's the blood, your family, genetic family, and sometimes it's the people that you gravitate towards. And for a lot of us, it's people that we gravitate towards because the family's pretty fucking messed up. And my family is definitely pretty fucking messed up. So I do have a hard time getting along with a lot of people in my family for various reasons. Um, and I have actually found out why because I was watching, oh, one of those online people that talk about um, trauma and how it affects you. I think it was the Crappy Childhood Fairy, um, but I'm not 100% certain. And she was talking about scapegoats. It was a woman. They're talking about why the scapegoat just always seems to be the person that people blame it, everything on, and why it just always seems like you're getting the blame for everything. And I realized, yeah, I'm the scapegoat in my family. I am not even allowed to do anything correctly on, and I have members on both sides of the family that feel this way. And I have no idea why they're taking out whatever the hell it is that they're taking out on me. It seems to be a psychological thing where the abuser doesn't want to take responsibility for what they're doing. So they find somebody that maybe is sickly or an easy target. And for me, yes, I was sickly. So that's part of the reason why I get blamed for a lot of stuff because people don't always believe that the problems that I have are real. They are. They're very real. Um, and I don't really care if people believe me or not. Just don't be disrespectful. That's how I am about it. It's about I wound up being the scapegoat. And I'm seeing that through the generations, I'm still the scapegoat for a lot of people that don't want to deal with their problems. I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out how to stop it. But the issue seems to be that society as a whole will look at you based on how your family treats you without taking into consideration that your family may be a bunch of abusive shits. And so that's part of the reason why people like me, if you're the scapegoat of your family, then you're more likely to be the scapegoat in another situation. I've had it happen at work, I've had it happen in my marriage, I've had it happen with friends groups. I'm not the problem. Well, at least I don't think I was the problem, and I feel like if I was the problem, um, that they should have told me what exactly was making me the problem, because I do have that problem with people not telling me I'm annoying, but they won't say exactly why. So, or they'll give me some lame reasoning like my voice sounds weird. Yeah, my voice sounds weird. I know my voice sounds weird. I've had a long history of respiratory issues and other problems, and my voice just sounds weird, so deal with it. But for me with that, um, I just, if somebody can't tell me why I'm the problem, then I'm not actually the problem for me. And I don't know how to deal with the scapegoating stuff. I'm tired of it, but I don't know how to deal with it. Because it just keeps happening, um, and especially in my living situation. Though I know part of it with this particular living situation is I'm the oldest member of the household, and I'm also got the most health problems currently in the household. Though John and Eli keep giving me a run for my money, I still have the most health problems, and I am the oldest person, so I legitimately can't work. And I haven't gotten the Social Security yet, though they did send me some paperwork about something weird about a seizural disorder, or my seizural disorder, which I do have a seizural disorder. But it's so mild that it's, other than preventing me from driving, it's not why I can't work. But, whatever. It sounds like they're at least pretending to do something, so, yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like I get scapegoated a lot because I'm older than everybody else and I'm legitimately in a tough spot. So I don't know how to fix that problem. And I don't know what to do about it. So just hoping we can get through Christmas without it becoming too big. Or maybe I can point it out to them that that's going on. Maybe they might realize that they need to stop doing that. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the times when you're getting scapegoated, a lot of times you just have to step out of the situation and do your best to not keep going into varying. Fuck, I can't even think right now. Yeah, but yeah, like a lot of people say that it may not be much you can do about being the scapegoat because just the general consensus that if your family's blaming you, everybody else can too. So that's kind of where that is. Like, I'm not saying I'm 100% innocent. I'm just saying that I'm trying to avoid toxic behaviors from other people. Though I know toxic means that they make you sick, but or they cause damage. But I mean, like a lot of people say that toxic in the way that it's causing that they're causing problems when they're there or when they're around you or something. Like an abusive boyfriend is considered to be toxic. Like that, it's just, I don't think it's the right word, but people know that when I say somebody's being toxic, that they know that that's what I mean. Um, and then the one lady, I can't remember her name, was talking about that too. The saying somebody's toxic is basically suggesting that they can't get better, but they can. The issue with people who act out is that a lot of times They don't want to. They're acting out because they don't want other people to believe that they're the problem. And then other times people will say someone's toxic because they tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. And and that's more toxic than somebody that's the person who's trying to be the victim is actually being the more toxic behavior. But it's just the toxic behaviors. It's something that we can actually stop doing these things. We just got to figure out why we got to be willing to acknowledge that this is our issue, that our behavior is our issue, our emotions are our problem, and that we're the one that's in control of us. Because they were talking about trauma trigger, how we respond, and it's like we gotta stop trying to be angry with each other and just be able to accept and try to fix what's going on with our own feelings and emotions and not blame people all the time. And that's part of the reason I'm frustrated about being a scapegoat. I don't want to be the scapegoat anymore. I just want everything to be good. Oh, okay. I went on a ramble. If anybody has any ideas about how to not be a scapegoat, or how to talk to people about them scapegoating you, especially since I'm Gen X and these people are millennials, and it's like we don't even speak the same language. So maybe they don't think they're scapegoating me, even though they are. That could very possibly be what's going on with these kids, because kids are. But it really does feel like we're talking two different languages. We're functioning on two completely different levels. I'm acknowledging it. Sometimes it doesn't feel like they are. But what do you do with that? I mean, there may not be anything I can do, but I'm gonna try. Hopefully things get better soon, though. I mean, as far as the attitude in the house, I think that a lot of it right now is stress from the holidays, and some people just don't handle that at all. They don't handle it well at all. So hopefully after everything calms down, which for I don't know about the roommate, but for me, John and Shania, the hustle is probably going to wind up being today and tomorrow, and then tomorrow will be the dinner. We can start to relax, have some fun with his family, and then Christmas Day will be like the big fun thing for us, and then after that it's just like cleaning up and things should go back to normal ish. But like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with the roommate because he's got other things going on and he's got family and so it's like hopefully after the holiday, which is really close, the big events are really close, everything will just kind of calm down and go back to normal. So hopefully the Christmas stress isn't too bad for them. It's starting to come off me. I just feel a little stupid right now because I was outside. I went out to the store. It's still probably way too cold for me to actually have really done that, but you gotta eat. So I had to go out and I had to go get the food. So yeah, my computer says it's 6 degrees. Might actually be a little colder than that. So yeah, that's Fahrenheit if people aren't in America. I don't know what it is in Celsius. It might be negative something because if I remember Celsius correctly, what we call 32, you call 0. So it's pretty much when you're figuring out Celsius to Fahrenheit, Celsius is no, yeah, Celsius to Fahrenheit is twice whatever Celsius is, or close to twice what Celsius is plus 32. So when they say it's like 40 something, it's actually like a lot hotter than that. I think it's like 90 something. Because it isn't quite 2, but you can get an idea by doubling it because Celsius and Fahrenheit are 2 different measurements. So but it's been a while since I've been in high school, and like I said, I feel stupid right now because I was out in the cold. Um, I'm not actually stupid, I just feel stupid. I'm gonna clarify that. But yeah, it's just been a lot. I've been discovering, also with my personal stuff, I've been discovering some of these channels on YouTube that talk about things like how trauma affects your development and what types of things we might be doing or saying that might be causing problems without our awareness. If you've been abused, and I was pretty badly abused, and I know that I am generally viewed as being a very odd person. Um, and some people are actually afraid of me, and I do not know why. And I keep being told that I'm aggressive, but I'm actually not. So I don't know why they think that I am. Maybe they're perceiving me as being aggressive. I don't know. Just because maybe something was going on with them and something I do unconsciously reminds them of somebody who was aggressive, even though I'm not aggressive. It's those things, and so I've been learning about some stuff. I even learned a new word, if I could freaking remember it, limerence. And I've experienced that a couple of times. I didn't know what it was. I knew I had a crush on the person. I couldn't get them out of my head. It seemed ridiculous because the person really didn't seem to be aware of anything. um, they didn't have the same feelings for me, obviously, and though I do have a tendency to daydream, I was always fully aware that the things in my daydreams or dreams were separate from what was actually going on with that actual person. I always wondered if these people were as great as my head thought they were, but I never really got a chance to know because when I've had these crushes, they're just completely disinterested in me. And I'd also found out that with trauma people, that's actually pretty normal because we're so used to these dysfunctional relationships that sometimes we'll go from for somebody who's unobtainable. Um, and I never really thought of it that way. And they did mention that it's not always like they're married or something. Um sometimes it's just they're not interested in you for whatever reason. And they might make it sound like the reason is something to do with you, but most of the time it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's like my high school crush. I had such a big crush on this guy, and he barely noticed that he was a friend of mine, but he wouldn't invite me to things and stuff like that. But I was in foster care, so I figured, maybe he knows, or maybe he understands. And then the next thing I know, he marries some chick that looks just like me and started saying some really weird stuff about me. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. But like I will say that that next thing I know was actually there was a big period between contact when that happened because it was like we were in high school, and when I got kicked out of foster care, he was dating this chick, but he wasn't saying weird things about me while they were dating. It was after they got married, and I think that there might have been some stuff going on that didn't have anything at all to do with me, but for some reason, like I said, with the scapegoating, yeah, I got pulled into it on an emotional level for them, and that's kind of where this weird behavior came from. So there was a time frame where, and I'm like completely unaware of what was going on with this guy because I hadn't had any contact with him at all in something like 10, 11, could have even been 12 years. Um, so I didn't know anything about what was going on with his personal life. Um, so I don't know why he got like that with me. And then the other guy was when I was older, around the time I realized I had a crush on somebody that had kind of worked with at the mall. He was very familiar to me. It was like I'd known him before. and he just wouldn't admit to knowing me before. And turns out we had known each other before, and thus he just didn't. He was leading me on while I was going through the divorce for whatever reason, and then once I started to get more stable on an emotional level, because my divorce was really hard, um, he just didn't seem. He just did a total 180. I mean, like, he didn't hate me or anything, but it was just like, I might date you, I might date you. Oh, about that, no. And then I found out later that that he was actually somebody that I'd grown up with, and part of the problem with dating me was that I was reminding him of some shit that happened like 30, 40 years ago, that neither one of us had any control over. Um, so yeah, that probably wouldn't have been a healthy relationship, but it I still don't know if that would have been anything really, but it happens. I don't think it doesn't matter now because I'm in Spokane, and as far as I know, he's still in Ferndale. So yeah, it'd be kind of hard to hook up, or meet up, or however you put that. I think hook up is something different, but yeah, maybe not hook up, because that might not be. Yeah, I don't really know what that means. If it still means what it meant when I was a kid, then that's not what I meant to say. But um, yeah, well, we really can't physically associate with each other. And I know that I had the limerence, and that might have been part of the problem. I just didn't know what it was called. And now I know what it's called. I'm trying not to do that. I just don't have any prospects right at the moment. And that might change, but I don't know when or how. I feel like because I don't have an income at all, that maybe I'm being viewed as not a valuable person, even though I am, because I do have an income, but it's from craft sales, so it's not very much. So it's nobody's really going to be able to take anything from me. But I think that a lot of the people that are responding when I go on like dating sites are people that want to take things from other people, and they can't get anything from me, so they get weird. And I don't need that. So I haven't been on the dating site since I discovered that. Um, I think that I don't know if I can meet anybody organically because it's hard to get out, especially with this weather. Um, so I'm just not going to focus on that too much at the moment. It might actually be good for me to get my situation better before considering dating. Um, um, uh, blah, blah. And I'm probably not going to do casual sex, which seems to be something that guys are more interested in these days. Or at least the ones that are responding to me seem to be, that's what their expectation of the relationship they want to start is just casual sex and nothing else. And that's not a kind of relationship I want to be in, because I've been in that relationship before. I just didn't realize it because people aren't always honest. But yeah, that's something. I kind of went off on a weird ramble. But yeah, I should probably quit talking now because it's getting about 20, getting a little long. Um, I don't really know where my brain went. But yeah, I am learning about some stuff that relates to my uh post-traumatic stress. I'm actually thinking about moving out on my own if I can afford to at some point. Because that might actually be good. Because I guess I think a lot of the problems that I'm noticing in the house isn't that people are really trying to make problems. It's that my generation talks and acts and expects much different types of things than theirs. It's like even the way we talk is different, so we're always misunderstanding each other. Even when I'm being as clear as a bell, they don't know what I'm saying. I know they should, but they don't. I don't know if it's they're not paying attention or what, but there's just a clear difference in the way that that I understand things from the way that I was raised and the way that they understand that. and I don't really know where that came from, but whatever. It is what it is. But that I have been thinking about moving out on my own if I can afford it, because I just feel like I'm always going to feel like I'm the problem for everything, and that they're always going to try to make it sound like I'm a problem for everything, whether they're aware that they're doing that or not. And I think that's part of it. But I'm not sure. It could be a while before I find out even what's going on with Social Security, and then they might not give me very much money, because they've told the same things that they're telling me to my son. Like, they initially told him that he should get somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 from the main program, and then I think it was 150 to 200 from the child support, that's basically child support program that he's on, um, because of his dad. But then it turned out that it was way less, that both what he got was way less than what they were telling him initially. And I do think they could be doing that to me, because according to even documentations that I've gotten while I was working, I should be getting somewhere between 1,200 and 1,400. And then if they add my ex-husband's points, which they are wanting to do because he can't use them, um, then then the potential could go up to 1,800, which is rare for anybody on Social Security to get 1,800. So I'm not really expecting that. I know some people that are institutionalized might get that much, but it's because they're institutionalized. So money's not actually going to them, it's going to the institution that the government would have been paying for anyway, most likely. Um, so yeah, but I know they're saying that the maximum benefit might be 1,800, but I'm not really expecting it to be that high. I just would like to know what's going on with that. But yeah, it's it is getting a little frustrating. So maybe after the holidays, I think Christmas and everything, I'm gonna contact my attorney and see what I can do about that stuff. And because they like I said, it really seems like they're asking a lot of questions about my seizures, and it almost feels more like they're pretending to do something than to actually do something, because my seizure disorder hasn't really been a big issue. It prevents me from driving, but most people don't even realize I'm having them, so it wouldn't have actually prevented me from working. It's the spinal cord injury. Um, the spinal cord injury is actually what's preventing me from working at this point, because of the PTS, the metabolic disorder, the autoimmune disorder, there's something else, but anyway, asthma, all of that stuff. It hasn't prevented me from having a job. The seizures don't prevent me from having a job. Most people don't even realize I'm having them. They just think I'm spacing out. And with all the health issues I had and the head injuries I've had, hey, what I might be. But yeah, it's just that's a little weird. But yeah. Okay, I'm hoping that everybody else is having a good Christmas, and that you guys can stay safe and warm with all the weirdness that's going on, um, with the weather and just the way that people are right now. Um, I hope nobody has to do a lot of traveling. I keep seeing that flights are getting canceled because of the really bad weather. And so I hope you're all safe and warm and comfortable, and that you all have a good Christmas. And you all start learning things about yourselves, and maybe um we can make the world a little better. Just just make it a little better. Um, because there's just so much badness. Um, that we could do more goodness. I don't know if I'm saying that even sensical. Um, so I'm gonna pop off and get back to the stuff I need to do, and as you can see, And I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And I'm gonna try to post on Monday, but depending on everything that's going on, I might not. It just because Christmas is a little bit crazy for people, and then you get New Year's like the week later. um, yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have Merry Christmas and stay safe. Bye.